what kind of laptop do you think people should buy?
I would say stay within your means and stay with what you think you're going to be utilizing it for. Don't get the gas, right? Don't get the gear acquisition syndrome. Don't buy something that someone else has just because you think you need the top of the line as well. You're a freshman going into high school, you don't need an i7, i9. If you are going into eighth grade, you don't need a MacBook Pro with the 1 terabyte drive. Those kinds of things. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses and the Smiths and the Sanders if it's not really relevant for your needs. So
It just truly depends on your major field of study. Basically, it isn't as easy as a decision as one might think, but a good student laptop has different requirements than a premium machine, than for a professional gamer or a professional.
yeah.
You might, like James said, you might be wanting to max out for that MacBook Pro, but considering the price, it might not be so good. So, powerful laptop might be needed for college work depending on your major. You know, you're into, what is it, gaming, you're into engineering or something like that. You're going to need that high CPU, you're going to need that high GPU, you're going to need that. So these are things that we're going to go down a list of things, and we're going to just see how we can potentially get you set up as you or somebody you know needs a laptop. So you don't need a powerful laptop for writing. Straight up, you just don't need it. You're writing your papers. So if you're only writing papers, that's all you need. Just, you need about 4 gigs, but I would highly recommend the 8 gigs. And you can see it right here in this article. If you're cash strapped, go with 4 gigs, but 8 gigs should do you more than enough of RAM. So 8 gigs of RAM, and if you get a PC, you can always upgrade your RAM depending on how powerful that laptop is when you purchase it. So you could probably go up to 16 gigs. And then if you're a techie, find somebody that's a techie. You know, they can remove the RAM and put it in. It's real easy, but you can watch a YouTube tutorial and go from there. If you don't know anything about computers, I don't want you to tear it up. So don't say Tallboy said I could change it. Watch the YouTube videos. If you think you can't do it, just find somebody else to do it, all right? You got to talk about your processor. i7, i9 is the latest processors that are out right now. My laptop right now is the i7 processor, and it does, or it allows, live streaming. i9 is the best of the best. There are laptops that you can find at Walmart for an i5, and those are a little bit slower. You can do a little bit of gaming on those, you know, but don't try to bring in 5 or 6 people as guests, and you know, you can't do all of that. So try to think i7 if you got the money. i5 if you're just looking to just say, hey, I just need a laptop just to get me through to write my papers, or you know, I'm just trying to do Microsoft Word and in Excel. So you, as long as you're not doing any video editing, as long as you're not doing any streaming, i5 will get you okay. You can watch a few movies if you can find the laptop that does DVDs, but who does DVDs anymore? We're all streaming now.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
and if all you do is school and is within your browser, you really don't need anything else more than a Chromebook. So this is something to think about. I'm not going to tell you which laptop you need to go out and, you know, you need to go out and buy. I'm not going to say this is the best laptop, because everybody has their own different use case, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I want to switch gears just a little bit, because we're talking PC, but there's also Mac. Decide on a screen size first and see if it's portable or not. So I think Mac, they only have the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro. Is that correct, James?
There's 3. There's the Air, there's the traditional, there's just MacBook, and then there's the MacBook Pro. So there's 3 levels on that. And they range from 13, 15, and I think they still got a 17-inch out there, but that's massive. But yeah, 13 and 15 are the 2 main sizes.
With that being said, think about the size that you want. MacBook Air, MacBook Pro. The Air came out in 2018. The Pro came out in 2019. They have different display sizes, 13 to 15 inches for the Pro, only 13 for the Air. i5 processor for the MacBook Air. i5, i7, i9. So depending on what you want to do with it, you can do more with the Pro as opposed to the Air. Now remember, you can't install extra RAM with Mac. Is that correct, James?
No, there are some that you can. No, so again, similar to the Mac Mini, right? The desktop where you bring your own keyboard, monitor, and mouse. That previous editions you could install your own RAM, and now you cannot. There are some MacBook laptop options where you can. Again, Apple has been flippant about some of this, again, just based on the technology, but it depends on if you get a brand new one. So the brand new ones you can upgrade, but some of the older ones you cannot upgrade yourself.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'm glad you bring that up, because and I'll let you continue. But that is something that you should ask if you're going to buy a brand new Apple laptop, ask about the upgrade path and can you upgrade the RAM?
Gotcha. The storage, 128 gigs to 1.5 terabytes for the Air, and then you can go to 256 gigs to 4 gigs worth of storage. I highly recommend you go get a solid state drive. I'll be talking about this a little bit more. I am a fan of external hard drives. Mm-hmm. The only problem with the external hard drives is if you drop it, there's a disk that sits in it and it spins. If you drop it, you lose all of your data. I'm just telling you, I got 4 hard drives sitting over here that I have some awesome content on these hard drives and I can't use them, and they want about $800 to $900 for a data recovery. Solid state drives are a little bit more expensive, but I highly recommend. We had somebody on from CES that was talking about solid state drives. Solid state drives, you plug in, there's no disk spinning in it. It literally just goes straight to, the piece of hardware.
Yeah, you're gonna pay for Apple products because you're paying for the ecosystem and you're paying for the name and being a part of the cult of Mac. But I want to reverse back in a couple of seconds that we have still left in this story, right? PCs are fine. Again, yeah, I'm the Apple guy, but PCs are fine. i3, 5, 7, 9. Chromebooks are what a lot of the school systems actually pass out to their students. So, my son, like I say, is a senior, and he's got a school-provided Chromebook right now, and that's what he does all of his papers on. That's what he does all of his lesson plans on and things like that. So he doesn't need a powerful system for that. On the college side, again, if you're taking some graphics design courses, if you're taking some courses that need AutoCAD or need something of that nature, step up to a bigger processor that has a GPU, a graphical processing unit, where it offloads to graphics as well, right? For school, don't worry about the extracurricular piece. Don't worry about the gaming side. Don't worry about any of that other stuff, right? But worry about what you're actually going to be using it for to get the task done, right? Video conferencing. Look, we live in a Zoom world right now, in a Microsoft Teams world. Make sure it has a camera on it. Apple laptops have a horrible camera, 720p camera on them, and they know that they need to upgrade that. You can get 1080p cameras on every PC laptop out there right now, but Apple is still trucking along with these 720p cameras. So they know they need to change that, and hopefully they do before the end of this calendar year. Buy what's relevant for the business or for the activities that you're going to be doing.
Makes sense.